Hello people, I just wanted to start this video by saying I am shaking off the tail end of a cold. I feel absolutely fine, but my sore throat is still there and it makes me cough every now and then, so if I suddenly double over in a coughing fit, you know why, and I deeply, deeply apologise. Okay, on with the video. In light of this pretty shitty year, I thought it would be a good idea to list some good things that have come out of 2016 for me personally. I feel that this is important right now. As I said, we can't deny the fact that generally it's been quite shit, but this is more of a reason to take stock of the things that are good and the things that are important to us. They may not come into your mind as quickly as the, let's say, some of the less good things that have come out this year, Trump, but I would like to share some with you. I feel it's important to kind of keep the end of the year positive and, however tentatively, we must go into 2017 with an air of optimism that things do have potential, at least, to get better. So I'm going to start with first thing for me, which is probably one of the most important things that's happened in my life, is I have graduated from university with a first-class honours, which is, to any non-English viewers, is kind of like the highest qualification you can get at an English university. And I was over the moon. I was ecstatic that the work I put in, sometimes up until about 5 a.m. in the morning, just sitting in the library, working on my dissertation, writing about Shakespeare, that all of it paid off, and I was so happy to come away with that grade. And what also made me so happy was seeing all of my friends graduate as well, or some of them moved on to study further. Sorry, to study further this year. So many people I know that I've met at university, they have such bright futures. I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy to get to know them over these past few years and to call them my friends. It's been a truly fantastic 3 years and I've loved every second. Number two, I would say getting a job at a school. So while I am a trainee at the moment, it's now about 99% likely that I'm actually going to stay at the school I'm training at in the next academic year as a real teacher. I'm teaching English, and teaching English has been something I've been so passionate about for years, which kind of all began in secondary school, where you had that one teacher. It's unfair really to say one teacher, because I had a few very good teachers. Most of them are English, some drama, some history, but English really stood out to me as a subject that grabbed me. And one of my teachers, who was an absolutely fantastic man, he's kind of who I'm modelling myself on a bit. Obviously not trying to replicate him entirely, I am my own person, but I'm using him as kind of like a base for all I aspire to be and more. And I'm that bit closer to achieving a dream that I've had for probably coming on about 8 years now. I've wanted to be a teacher for quite a while, surprisingly. And I'm teaching in a secondary school, and I'm just loving it. I'm teaching what I love, and so many people have supported me on the way, on just getting to this point. I had to do a maths test, which I despise, and I passed it, and an English test. And the support I got from family, friends, my colleagues, they are all just, it was so fantastic, and it feels like I am that bit closer to living my dream. And so for me, that has been one of the highlights of 2017. And a massive thank you to everyone who has supported me along the way. You are all babes and beauties of the highest caliber. So number three, more appropriate for this channel, getting back into the Oran GSA saddle. Well, that's going really well, I hear you say. You've uploaded one episode in the past year, which is true. I'm very sorry about that. It's it's been, 2015 was an interesting year for me that kind of, it put things into perspective for me, and I couldn't really edit. I wasn't in that good of a position. Last year of uni, some stuff going on at home. 2016 has been kind of the same. It's been finishing uni and starting my job, my training course as a teacher. It has been harder to do, but the GSA is still running. We're still going. Me and Corsair, fantastic Corsair. We have been planning and voicing episodes since we haven't stopped really. Since we began. I think we've currently got up to like episode 14 now, completely scripted, half voiced, and it's there. It's just waiting for my hands to get to work on the editing apparatus and actually put these things together in a way that you can view them with your eyes and you hear them with your ears, which I promise I am getting on with. This Christmas I have done a little bit every day, most days. A couple of seconds, which it doesn't seem like much progress, but I promise you it is still going. I'll give you kind of a more succinct update at the end, exactly where I am with it. But I just wanted to say thank you so much to all the support that is still flooding in from fans who are absolutely fantastic. And I have to give a massive shout out to Corsair, who is the best person you could ever hope to work with on something like this. Seriously, they have such a great sense of humour, and I love absolutely every minute we spend like cackling to ourselves, plotting each episode line by line, and making some silly little innuendo that we find funny, and we're like, oh, well, they find it funny. We think, oh, yeah, shove it in anyway, why not? It's fantastic to work with Corsair, and they are just such a gem. They are such a gem. And one of the highlights of my year has been working with Corsair, being their friend, and continuing to work with them on a series we both love. It's a passion project, and I hope we don't stop anytime soon. We won't stop anytime soon. I'm sorry, you're not getting rid of us. So, massive thank you to my non-binary pal, Corsair. Love ya. Number 4 is a bit more of it was a very personal one to me. Beating Dark Souls 1 and 2 on the PS3. In terms of games that have really whooped me good, these games, they did. They're very hard. People weren't exaggerating. They are hard as balls. But they've given me some really breathtaking moments and have evoked some very deep feelings in me that games have seldom ever made me feel before. I love them, and I can't wait to play things like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. They're such good games, and I recommend checking them out if you're a fan of video games in the slightest. They will punish you, and you will love every second of it. Oh god, I'm going to be king shame for that. So, number 5, coming out, really, to pretty much everyone. Yeah, surprise, surprise, if you didn't know, I am gay. I'm a gay man, I'm very, very gay. It's a bit of a cop-out, really, because I'm sure a lot of you already know. Some of you may not, so yeah, I'm coming out right now to you all. I'm gay, I'm very gay, into the dudes. And I did the kind of the cliche Facebook thing, because some people did know and some people didn't know, and I'm like, I just want to say it and get it out there. So on National Coming Out Day, I just put in a stupid Facebook status saying, hey, just let you know, I'm gay, yeah, haven't really changed since you knew me, thanks for all the support. And the response I got back was just... like I was prepared for the kind of the support of like, we love you no matter what, but just it was just so nice that people who I haven't really spoken to for a while just kind of came out and they said, like, well done, and we love you still no matter what, and we support you, and all that stuff. It was just it was really nice and really refreshing, way more refreshing than I ever thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be a silly little status confirming to a few friends and some and some family. Oh dear. Of course, the only person who doesn't know is my stepdad, who will probably have to catch me like literally snogging a guy before he finally clocks. I don't really want to come out to him. I want him to figure it out, for God's sake. But I've managed to keep all my friends through it, and they've been so supportive and amazing, and I appreciate them all so much. My family too, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I just burped. That was disgusting. I'm going to move on from this point. So thank you all very much. And I'm glad that people are so supportive of what is essentially a cornerstone of the GSA series, kind of LGBTQ and beyond. Thank you. All right, number 6. Quite cliche, really. Christmas this year. Ooh. Oh my. Christmas this year was an absolute blast. It was lovely to spend time with friends and family. So my cough evidently doesn't want me to ramble on about Christmas, so I'll just say it was really, really cool. Great to see people, got some lovely gifts, and it was just fun. Loads of wine. Yep, I'm a wine mom. Oh god, I am more like Linda Belcher every day. Oh. Love it. Seriously, watch Bob's Burgers. It's so good. Number 7. Number 7 was an interesting one. I got to write, co-star, and edit in a cosplay video, Cooking with a Killer Robot. It was an Undertale cosplay music video with the supremely talented Voyager costume. They're an absolutely fantastic cosplayer, and they've done some stellar cosplays throughout the year, so you should totally go check them out. I will link to the channel. It should be right here. It was just so much fun. We all drove to Reading. We commandeered a kitchen that was absolutely stunning. And if you want to know the reason I went off ketchup for a solid 2 weeks, I strongly recommend checking out the actual video, which I will also link right here. It's just amazingly funny, and it cracks me up every time. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Number 8 might sound like a bit of a strange one, but breaking my rib in the summer. I didn't really break it, I more fractured it, but it was essentially a break. It made just things like getting up in the morning, breathing, a little bit painful. And if you want to know exactly why exactly why I find it so funny, it's the crappy, uninspiring way I managed to do it. Because every time I said, oh, you know, I've broken my rib, I'd have these shocked faces look at me like, oh my shit, how did you break your rib? And my response was always, I coughed a bit hard. It's like, what? Am I 80? My biology is pathetic. Yeah, so I broke a rib by coughing too hard. Jesus. Number 9, oh no. My cough's trying to break another rib. Number 9 was Pokemon Go. It was a load of fun to just go out with a bunch of friends and catch these tiny little digital creatures that weren't real, but they were so cute and charming, and it was lovely. I like so many good memories of it. I just got like in one of the first weeks, just a fucking Lapras on my driveway. I just caught a Lapras. Like, why not? No water really, so to speak, for anywhere near me. Actually, there's a kind of a river, but it wasn't in the river. It was on my bloody driveway. A Lapras. Or that time I caught a Raichu in my bed when I was on holiday. Just what? Who imagined that in 2016 this would be what Pokemon is? You can actually go out into the world and find them. And the fact that it's still kind of going strong today. I mean, I still play it every now and then. The updates are usually pretty good. It improved as the year went on, if you kind of stop playing it and have had any thoughts about picking it up again. Just the moments I shared with my friends were priceless. Even in the broken, barely playable state it was in at release, I had loads of fun. Even just like naming my starter Bulbasaur Bulba Fett, or my Magneton Magnet Sex. It was just a treat, and I really liked it. And finally, number 10. All the other stuff I watched, read, played, or listened to this year. I suppose, again, it's a little bit of a cop-out, but there's just so much on here that I enjoyed, that I loved, that I'm still going to go into 2017 watching and loving and listening to and reading and playing. It was a good year for that. And I'm going to list some stuff now. No doubt I'm going to miss off loads of stuff, but here I go if my cough doesn't kill me first. Rogue One, Yuri on Ice, A Monster Calls, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the new Steven Universe, The Last Kingdom, lovely TV series. Game of Thrones, Professor Layton games I've played. The Great British Bake Off. Yes, I'm one of those idiots who loves it to bits. I'm so sad it's over. Mary Berry was such a cute, sweet, innocent old lady. Oh my god, love her. Caravan Palace, Undertale, and just so much more. I know I'm missing out a lot that I have seen and read, but these were my highlights, and I can't say that 2016 hasn't been good to me for certain things, and just kind of these consumable material things. I don't think they should be excluded from why we think 2016 was like a shit or good year. They count, they matter. Everything good matters, and they really do matter to me. Anyway, so to wrap up, this year has been, to quote Dark Souls, swathed in dark. Or just shit, you know. But I think it's important that we take stock of the good stuff here. However menial, material, or unimportant you might think it is, good stuff is inherently good. And I urge you to look for the good in this coming year, because I can promise you it's there. No matter how desperate or hopeless things seem, look for the good, because it will be overshadowed. You know, I'm not even going to talk about it. Because I'm an optimist. And the most important thing about 2017 is that you go into it loving yourself, looking for the good, and being good to each other. And that's what I've taken away from 2016. But also, fuck 2016, am I right? So a quick update on where we're at with episode 7. It is in progress, I promise. I really, really promise. I'd say I'm about 35% of the way through. I think that's a fair estimate, 35% of the way through. And I've just switched into Tamaki for some reason. I don't know why. I think Yori is far more fitting with it is talk. And it will be a priority in the coming year. Oh my. But yeah, Corsair and I are really looking forward to showing you this new episode, and I'm going to work as fast as my editing self can to bring it to you. We will see you very soon, guys. Have a great new year.